What's up, people? Time and date. So let's start off with the S&P 5 mother effing 100. So let's take a look at what we have for this week, you guys, to break down easily. So for Tuesday, we have manufacturing PMI. If we have good news, see, we're in a position where good news is bad news is good news. Because think about it. If the market is doing good, we're getting good data that moves the market go up. If we're having struggling data, the market starts panicking, but at the same time, investors get happy because that'll push the Fed to want to make cut interest rates to have to take some relief off. Now, if the data on Friday comes out and it's really bad, then it's really gonna panic investors, and you might see stocks and crypto and the S&P go down. But also, that would really push the Fed to cut interest rates. So the really important data for this Friday for this week is Friday. Jobs report. We're looking for 75. It's gonna make the S&P just stay steady because it makes sense, because that's what we're expecting. Fed unchanged, same kind of decision, looking more towards it. If it's too high, then the Fed will delay the cut, because that's what they pay attention. That's what they base on the recession. A recession, should we cut? Should we not cut? On jobs opening, labor, they keep mentioning over and over. So even ChatGPT saying right here, if it's way below 50, then that's fear of recession, but also that's hope that cuts will come in soon. So for Tuesday, the data's gonna come out at 7. The market, the S&P 500 Arizona time opens at 6:30. Well, I guess it does in every fucking place, but I'm in Arizona, so it happens at 6:30. The data comes out at 7. So I'ma then break down how the S&P should be reacting during the night, since we have data. There was a notification that Trump is supposed to make a announcement tomorrow, sometime around noon, and it makes sense because that's when the market closed. So the expectation, let's say we do have bad data, the market then around 10 o'clock, 11:45 ish, will then start rising up a little bit, the S&P. I'm hoping that he's gonna say something positive, but at the same time, it could stay where it's at during that time because of the uncertainty of not knowing what he's gonna talk about. He could be talking about tariffs, he could be talking about war, so you don't know. So the market might fucking stay in the same area around 11:45, 12:30, especially because he's gonna be talking. So now I'm gonna go to the S&P 500. So if you look at the S&P 500, this is a monthly candle right here. I have my indicator on, so I'm gonna take it off. So here we have the S&P 500 monthly all-time high. Notice how we're still holding this upward region, right? On top of that, the weekly, we are on an upper trend line. We're in the upper trend line. I put my bullshit up, but you guys are gonna get confused as fuck. So I'll put it up once we get zoom in closer. Also, if you look at monthly wise, like I said, it's right here, right? So let me put an alarm for the S&P 500. Now I'm gonna go to the weekly and notice how we closed. in this area right here. So the area to focus on, if you pay attention, it wants to hold in this area right here. It wants to hold in the uh, the support of August and the monthly region. Depending tomorrow what he says, so look, I'm gonna break it down as I get closer today. Also, let me put my indicator. You have a 50 Fibonacci in a 12-hour candle right here in this region. When it lines up with my indicator, that's pretty much my indicator right here is pretty much telling you, hey, this is your cushion for the rally to still continue. So as long as we maintain inside this cushion and we bounce it up, we're still in a rally phase. That's why you see it coming above. Every time it breaks above, it continues. As I see jump, it continues, and then how it lines up with the 50 Fibonacci, which is right here. What I do is, since I have too many shit on the graph, I end up writing a circle with the 50 on it, and I normally correlate it with the color. A 12-hour candle is yellow. So, anyways, let me go down further down to an 8-hour candle. Again, more cushion. If we maintain this, we're still gonna go on up. And look how it lines in this support area right here. In the 8-hour candle, we have a 50 Fibonacci down here in this region. So once I take this off, you can see that we have the 12-hour candle 50 Fibonacci and the 8-hour candle over here. Where's it? Oh, same area. Same area. So that's a strong area right here. And here's that weekly trend line that I mentioned that we're on. Let me go to the 1-hour candle. Here's that weekly trend line. Here's the monthly. Oh, here's the last month where we closed. Up in this region right here. I'm going to take it up because I know it's confusing for you guys. So we closed a monthly right here in this region. Actually, no, but so what is that right there? I fucked up then. Yeah, I fucked up with that color right there. My bad, you guys. Yeah, that's confusing. It's supposed to be blue. That's what didn't make sense to me. My bad, you guys. So we closed the month right here, right? So we closed the month right here in purple. We closed a week. Let's see what week that was. The week of August 11. All right, so between these two regions that I was talking about. Right now, so we have data coming out at 7 in the morning. The S&P 500 is a 1-hour candle. What it's going to do is, if we maintain and we start going up here at 11:45 to 12:30, then we're gonna start rallying slowly from right here. You're gonna see this indicator still see the same shit entry, but it's gonna switch. This stop loss is gonna come down here, and this take profit is gonna be up here. It's gonna struggle to pass this area. It's gonna wait for 7 bullshit here. Depending how 7 o'clock comes up, we may be volatile, and then once you pay attention. Once the data comes out after 7, you pay attention to 8:45, no, 7:45 to 8:30. Once you get too close to 8:15, 8:30, it's really gonna then start telling you where it's gonna end up closing or leading to closing or whatnot. So even though we have some sort of bad data in the morning, the market's volatile, and we be somewhere down here, pay attention to 7:45, 8:30 as the market then pretty much brushes it off, and then the market would then continue pushing it up, still being in this upper region right here, trying to pass this monthly resistance right now. Also, we have a weekly resistance right here. So all this region right here is really hard to pass. Um, but if we come over here to your 11:45 12:30, and we keep getting pressure against this trend line, we're gonna have some sort of fake dropping where, let me go to a 4 candle. Let me see, 8-hour candle. Where you're gonna see where it's gonna start breaking this cushion right here that I said my indicator has, and by 3-4 o'clock, it should then start coming back up again. So even though we close down here at 2 in the morning, it's gonna bullshit here, and then it's gradually gonna start coming breaking up again. So we're gonna be, let's say we're down here by 2 in the morning, 2 3, and then we're gonna start breaking through this again. Then 5 6 7, depending how hard it is, it's either gonna bring us on down, either just shake us enough and scare us, and around 7:45, 8:30, come back again and try to recover, close the day somewhere up here again. But depending what Trump says, it could either push us back down again or give us that upward lift at the end of the day and finally break that monthly and close up here. But I doubt it. I feel it's gonna be some bad news. So that's why I say, even though the data comes out at 7, make sure you wait for your 7:45 to 8:30 to really understand where the market's gonna go. Because since we have data tomorrow at 7, even though the S&P starts going down throughout the night, around your 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, the market is gonna then start stopping and then recovering, stabilizing, and start going back up. But for now, you pay attention to 11:45 to 12:30. This whole dropping, whatever it's doing right now, doesn't matter. 11:45 to 8:30 is really the move that you want to catch, because it's gonna tell you where it's gonna end up going the rest of the night. Not the rest of the night complete, but you know, a few 2 3 hours or so. But since we're in between a weekly and a monthly, it's really gonna be hard for the market really to get out of this zone or even rally throughout the night if we do maintain this upper pressure over here by 11:45 to 12:30, because we do have resistance right here. My indicator's telling me, again, it lines up with the monthly that we have right here. So I don't really see the market, shooting, breaking through this early in the morning if we do maintain this 11:45 to 12:30 pressure right now. I just see it struggling here, bullshitting here. Besides that, I am kind of surprised that Bitcoin did shoot up, and I feel like it only did that because I feel like the S&P is gonna start retracing down a little bit, and that's what you're gonna see. You're gonna be maybe see a little bit of retracement, and depending how the S&P reacts tomorrow, you will finally see it holding and shooting on up, or you're gonna actually continue with this fake down and come back down again and bullshit in this area right here the rest of the day for Bitcoin. If we do have some sort of bad news, if we have good news, we're gonna maintain this and close somewhere up here for the day, like 11, somewhere in this region right here. These prices for Ethereum the same. It's gonna follow, or again, if S&P starts going down here, it's gonna maintain this below this month. My bad. It's gonna maintain below this, which is a monthly area. See, it's gonna maintain down here, and depending how the data comes out, it's gonna just be in the zone. Or if it's good, we're finally gonna break through this and be up here tomorrow. But but Bitcoin is different than Ethereum. It's more of a consolidating. They're buying time with this. They're buying, and buying. That's why you really see Bitcoin and Ethereum shoot up like they should or whatnot. Another warning sign. One last warning sign I mentioned on here is for XRP is my warning sign. The fact that, first of all, we have a 3 candle box right here in the monthly. If you don't know what that is, go watch my other videos. And I mentioned about this strategy, the 3 candle box strategy. So the first one says we're coming from the top. The first one gives you your resistance. The second one gives you support. You box that up. Depending on the last candle, you pay attention, or you pay attention through it, and especially what data's coming out and how the data's coming out, what data By data, I mean the S&P data, job openings, all that fucking bullshit. Because this box is gonna be your sweet area to go for a buy, or even if it breaks this three candle box here, and let's say halfway through this month, where we're getting bad news, but we're coming to interest rate on the 15th, and we're somewhere down here, right? Let's say at 260, whatever the fuck it is. Let's say Powell does have that fucking good news. You're gonna fucking see then XRP come back in here halfway through the month, still be inside here as the market is happy because of what he said. You then at the end of the month are most likely gonna see fucking XRP finally break through this, or again come up close somewhere inside this box, still be bullish, or the opposite of that. You're gonna see, because of what he said, of what Powell said on this half week of the month, he's gonna fucking then say bad news, and the next 2 weeks, all that bad news and the market data and everything, unless Trump saves it, is gonna finally end the month breaking below, and we're gonna be somewhere down here in bad numbers pretty much. People are gonna panic, sell their shit, sell their XRP, sell their Ethereum, sell their Bitcoin, who knows, sell their stocks. But this is really a buying opportunity. I really personally want stocks to go down and Bitcoin, because that's gonna make Bitcoin stocks go down. Pretty much also silver and gold. Um, but besides that, this is what's guiding me to. This is what's also besides that, in the weekly, we're fucking right on a 50 Fibonacci. So it correlates to the Fed talking this week. It's either gonna be, we're gonna be safe because we're right on a weekly 50 Fibonacci, and it's gonna create a support, and that's gonna be our lowest point for this month or throughout the half. Because we're gonna be pretty much, if we sustain that till Powell talks, and anything save us, we're gonna continue. This will be the lowest point for this month or for the year maybe, and from here it could rally on up. Or like I said, this is gonna be our last chance, just like the Lion King is gonna be fucking holding, and Mufasa's gonna come and be like, nah, not today, buddy, goodbye, and the market's gonna drop, and you're gonna XRP finally break down and close maybe in the 250s, 258s, 264s. Buying opportunity for all these fucking stocks and crypto and whatnot. But anyways, that's all I got for now. I don't want to make this shit too long, too complicated, more than I already did. I already know, because I know I lost a lot of people on this shit. But besides that, people back to S&P 500. Put my shit back on. Put my indicator back on. But yeah, people, that's it so far. So this box right here is important. This box. There you guys. My wife and girlfriend both love watching your channel. I appreciate that. One shot to said hi. Aslam. Man, my fucking bad with his name. Oscar Olivares. What's up, brother? Panda? Are you Panda? Reported for scam and spam. Cool. Thank you, buddy. Kick, YouTube, explore. Anyways, appreciate you guys. Take care. Have a good night. I'll try to update you guys next time.